Hello everyone, this is our second lecture on Relational Database Management System. In this lecture, we are going to learn about database approach and characteristics of database approach. What is database approach? A database approach in DBMS refers to organizing and managing data using a centralized, structured system called a database, rather than storing data in a separate file. This approach uses a database management system to store, retrieve, modify, and query data efficiently. The database management system provides features like querying, data security, and integrity, allowing simultaneous access for multiple users. Also, the key points that you have to remember here are centralized data storage, supports multiple user access and updates, ensure data consistency, security, and integrity, and also reduces redundancy and improves data management. This approach is foundational to modern database management system and enables better performance, scalability, and control over data. Here you can see one image. This image depicts a database management system, which is software used to manage and organize databases. The diagram illustrates how different users interact with DBMS through various applications such as customer processing application, rental processing application, and other applications. The DBMS manages the data in the database, ensures that it is accessible, secure, and consistent. Characteristics of database approach. Here we can say the database approach is a way to store, manage, and retrieve data using a DBMS instead of using flat files or isolated data storage. It brings all the data into one centralized system that can be accessed and updated by multiple users or applications efficiently and securely. For example, well-organized library where books are systematically placed. So here, everyone follows a shared catalog system to find or add books, unlike the old way where every user had their own private, uncoordinated book collections. As we were discussing about the characteristics of database approach, the first one is self-describing nature. It means in database, metadata is stored in a special system catalog. This catalog describes the structure, constraints, and the type of the stored data. For example, in a university database, there will be a table for student with fields like student ID, name, course, and the metadata will be describe the student ID is an integer, name is a string, and course is linked to another table. This means the DBMS knows the structure and the rules. So here two terms we have used. One is metadata and system catalog. So metadata means this is a data about data that specifies the structure of database including table schema, data type, and constraints. System catalog means the metadata is stored in a special database catalog which can be queried by both user and the database. Second characteristics of database approach is insulation between programs and data. Insulation or program data independence in database management system means separating the application program's logic from the details of how data is stored and accessed. This allows changes to the database structure without requiring modification to the application programs that use the data. So here, if the file-based system if the data format changes, every program using the data need to be changed. In database management system, the data structure is separate from applications, enabling program data independence. For example, if a bank adds a new field like email to its customer table, the program use the database does not need major changes. They still work fine because DBMS handles the structure behind the scenes. The third characteristics of database approach is support for multiple views. Here, different users can use different versions or subsets of data depending on their needs or roles. These views can also hide sensitive data, which means database management system supports multiple views of data to cater to different user needs and security requirements. Each user can have personalized view of database, which may contain only the data relevant to them. For example, in an hospital database, doctors see patient medical history, accountants see only billing details, patients can only view their own report. All of this is possible using views without duplicating the data. The fourth characteristics of database approach is sharing of data and multi-user transaction process. A database management system allows multiple users to use and update the same data at the same time while ensuring no conflict or data loss occurs. This is done via concurrency control and transaction. So in general, if we talk data sharing and multi-user transaction process in DBMS ensures multiple users can access and modify the data concurrently while maintaining data integrity and consistency. For example, in a railway reservation, if two people try to book the last seat at the same time, the DBMS ensures only one succeeds to book the ticket. The fifth characteristics of database approach is data independence. It means the ability to modify the schema definition of DBMS at one level without affecting the schema definition of the next higher level is called data independence. We can say the ability to make changes to one level of database means logical or physical database level without affecting other level, allowing for changes without impacting applications or user view. This principle enables developers to modify the database structure without requiring changes to the application that interact with it, promote modularity and ease of maintenance. An example for this, a company might move from local disk storage to cloud storage, but the way employees use the app remains unchanged. The sixth characteristics of database approach is data integration. All organizational data is brought together in one database, which reduces data duplications and make analysis easier. If I elaborate it, I can say the process of combining data from multiple sources into a unified view for analysis and decision making. This process involves extracting, transforming, and loading data from various sources such as databases, applications, or cloud platforms to create a consistent and unified data set. The goal is to provide a complete, accurate, and up-to-date data set for business intelligence, data analysis, and other applications. Example, an e-commerce site can integrate customer information, order history, product inventory into one database to provide quick and personalized recommendation. Seventh characteristics of database approach is centralized control. A centralized authority controls how data is accessed, who can modify it, and enforces rule for usage. Example, in a government database, only authorized officials can add citizen data while citizens may only view their own information. Eighth characteristics of database approach is consistency and integrity. DBMS ensures that only valid data enters the system by enforcing rules like constraints. Example, in a student record, if grade must be between 0 and 100, the DBMS won't allow entering 150. It protects against incorrect data. Ninth characteristics is scalability and security. Databases can handle growing amount of data and users while also securing data with passwords, roles, and encryptions. Example, a social media platform like Instagram stores billions of photos and user details securely and scales to millions of users daily. 10th characteristics of database approach is concurrent access. Multiple users can access and update data in real time without interfering with each other. Example, in shopping website, thousands of users can add products to carts, check out, or browse without conflict in the system. 11th one is data modeling and querying. Data is structured using data models like relational models, hierarchical models, etc. And users can query it using SQL to retrieve, insert, or update data. Example, an analyst at Flipkart can run a SQL query like select star from order where amount greater than 10,000 to find all the large orders. 12th characteristics of database approach is backup and recovery. Backup and recovery are essential for ensuring data integrity, availability, and fault tolerance in database system. They help restore the database to a correct state after failures such as system crashes, hardware fault, or software errors. Recovery is the process of restoring the database to consistent state using the backups and transaction logs. Example, if a hospital server fails, the system restores the backup so that no patient records are lost. The last characteristics of database approach is data replication. Data replication is the process of storing copies of same data on multiple machines or locations to improve availability, reliability, and performance of database system. It ensures data availability in case of server or network failure, improves read performance by allowing local access to data, enables disaster recovery and load balancing. Example, Google's data center replicate data across continent so users can access data quickly from the nearest server. As a conclusion to database approach, I can say here the database approach in DBMS refers to organizing and managing data using a centralized structured system called database rather than storing data in separate file. This approach uses a DBMS to store, retrieve, and modify data efficiently. The DBMS provides features like querying, data security, and integrity, allowing simultaneous access for multiple users. The DBMS approach is reliable, flexible, and scalable. It's used in nearly every modern organizations like banks, schools, e-commerce, healthcare, airlines, and many more because it simplifies data management while enhancing control, speed, and reliability. Now it's time to knowledge check. So here the first question related to database approach is mention any two advantages of database approach. What are the characteristics of database approach and what is meant by data replication. So these are the three questions which I have added here. Request you all to please go through the video again and again so that the concept will be very clear for you and answer the questions. Thank you everyone. God bless.